Fellow Nigeria, is yet another wonderful day. As you all know, the truth cannot be overemphasized, whether it is the truth or it is not the truth. No matter how you present it, the truth remains the truth. There are some truths in life that we can never allow to elude us, and that is, you must give something in order to return something. Whether it is in your favor or it is against you, whether it is willingly or through compulsion, there is no way you're going to receive anything good or bad without having to let something go. And that is why if you choose your comfort zone, you will never experience growth. You will give away your growth. And if you embrace pain, you give out pain, it gives you progress. This is how life is. You must be able to identify your mission with something. And that is when reason and purpose begin to work. And so when we find ourselves doing what we are doing, we understand the implication, believe me. It's obvious it may not end in our term, but the purpose we represent must be actualized. It does not matter how long it takes. Ken Saro-Wiwa was convicted and murdered. That only God knows the crime he committed. Nigerians knew he has not committed any crime. He simply asked for the Bill of Rights, that Ogoni land be protected. He simply asked about the endangered life of Ogoni people, being threatened by the constant spill of oil, thereby frustrating their agricultural ambition, destroying their fishing industry, and their very life endangered. I've been to so many communities in Ogori, from Bori to Tai to Gukana to Kana, so many houses. And I've discovered something, even right from Eleme, that most of them can't have potable water, drinkable water, even when they sink borehole. The water that comes out from their ground, may the Lord help them. But a man stood up as an environmental scientist and called on the government of the day to act. Till today, don't forget they have not acted. Why am I bringing it up? They executed him, they murdered him, he died, and at the end of the day, President Ahmed Bola Tinubu is pardoning him. It's okay, he's fair enough, I must tell you, because at least wherever Keruwiwa and the other Ogoni are, only God knows how that place functions. They cannot be seen as ex-convicts in the afterlife. But then they will understand that yes, these people died for a purpose. And whether you like it or not, one day, Nigeria will own up to their responsibility. That is why we have not given up faith in Nigeria. And so, Tinubu has pardoned him. I know the spiritual implication. And I should say, Tinubu, thank you. Just that it is medicine after death. Ken Saro-Wiwa knew or never knew something like this will happen. But Ken Saro-Wiwa has given voice to Ogoni people. That generation after generation, you will hear about Ogoni name. He has immortalized the name Ogoni. Let's go on. I want to first of all apologize to the Omo of Obaru, because the video I saw online when one useless Omo was talking trash, I was thinking it's Omo of Obaru because the name was not there. And I just can't believe why Omo from Obio will say that kind of nonsense, except she's mentally derailed. And that is the truth. Omo of Obio should have focused, Omo Onyebuchi should have focused on Obio. We cannot generalize your hopelessness. I have not tried to generalize what I say. I talk about the Agbo and the Eka where I come from. And you can be Agbo or Eka person and you are a different person. Undoubtedly, you may be right After all, Igbo Biafra people are pregnanting our women and burning rubbish, who will threaten everything we represent as people. But though I respect you, being a product of baby factory does not make you less than human. You are just a victim of some cultures and tradition, a victim of circumstance, living in a world that is not of your making. I don't blame you, but use your brain. We never choose the position we find ourselves in life. But somewhere God is kind enough to choose the position how we live. It's all our choice, though it can be rudely interrupted. And so I apologize to the Omo for Baru, because you should have known better. But there are few surviving Omos. Instead of them to focus on how to ensure that the Omoship system of monarch does not die, that one is playing politics. And that is what is going to give birth to this morning broadcast. And then the girl they call, is it Adechi? Is it Adechi, the one they say she's a writer? I also received a book trying to say, don't let political affect your identity. If you are the same culture, you are Igbo. If you speak the same language, you are Igbo. If you answer Igbo name, you are Igbo. And now listen to me, those of you they call sub-Igbo group, you are so numerous. Listen to me and listen to me very closely. I am George Onyibe and I'm from Agbo. Mother and father from Agbo. My father and my mother, father are from Agbo. My mother, father, as far as we can trace our relationship back before we migrated from wherever they came from. We've traced some of them to the ancient Benin Empire. And some of them were daughters married from the Yoruba. As far as I can talk. All of them are Agbo people. And it is impossible for any Eka man to come and tell me how things are done, considering the fact that I am born, bred, buttered, raised, skata, do everything I have to do in Agbo. I left with my 2 legs. They did not escort me out. And I went back with my 2 legs. They did not drag me back. Now, you must understand that what they are saying look innocent and it's not harmful. But if you subscribe to it, by the time they begin to destroy you, you will not be able to speak up. And that is why we are looking at the message I titled this morning, does answering Igbo name make you an Igbo? Supposedly, let us assume we are answering Igbo name. Does it make you an Igbo? It does not make you an Igbo, because answering English name does not make you an Englishman. Answering Arabian name does not make you an Arabian man. And as an African, answering French name does not make you a French man. It goes on and on and on and on. It is only when you love a people, you could answer their name. In most cases, the name we bear is given to us even by those who hate us. And if we love you enough to answer your name, why don't you respect that? There is this bone of contention that as we answer Igbo name that we are Igbo. Fortunately for me, my name is Onyema. And I'm not an Igbo man. Just like Sunday Olise told them, that I am not an Igbo man. And these people are running mad. Unfortunately, nobody will cure them. First of all, understand that Ebonyi people in the southeast have not been accepted or absorbed completely by the people who say they are Igbo. There are so many videos some individuals from Ebonyi were saying to me, but they understand what I'm saying. You call Ebonyi proper Abuki. And maybe I'll begin to post some of those videos. They have accepted the Abuki. The Ebonyi people who agree that we are Igbo, look at how you are mesmerizing them. Ndewawawa, Abuki. I have a Ebonyi State woman who says Okpa for me. You know Okpa. A very close friend. And she tells me, the Igbo people, that is how she put it, they say we are Abuki. And she will laugh over it. This is somebody who has subdued themselves under the manipulation of the supposed Ohanes in the Igbo. Make no mistake about that. These Igbo people have not come out to tell themselves the truth, but they will be shooting themselves on the feet continually. They will be disgracing themselves across board until they tell themselves the truth. Like I started with, truth is irreplaceable, cannot be overemphasized. And now I'm talking to Igbo people, not Igbo Biafra. I'm coming for Igbo Biafra yet. A people who gather, and the language of greeting is manipulative. You can't trust them. I've been in different meetings where we are trying to discuss issues of utmost importance. And when you stand up to, register your submission, and they don't agree with you, and then somebody will stand up and greet in this notion. Igbo bu Igbo kwenu. If you are Igbo person, you know what I'm saying. The moment they use that word, listen to the intonation. Igbo bu Igbo kwenu. By implication, he's saying Igbos that are Igbo. In other words, there are Igbos that are not Igbo. And then you will see a cross-section of them will say, yes, these are the criminals hiding under the umbrella of Igbo people. They are the one who say they are Biafra. But when they want to fool you as Ikwere man, Sub-Igbo man, when they want to fool you as Abo man, Asaba man, like that useless Omonye Buchi of Obio, you begin to hear the same slogan, but different sound vowel. You begin to hear Igbo bu Igbo, which is exactly what that dishonest intellectual girl called Adechi used in her rubbish broadcast she made. If you culture is Igbo, culture, you are Igbo. If you answer Igbo name, you are Igbo. She ended up by saying, after all, Ndi Igbo bukwanu Ndi Igbo, ono chani nebu Ndi Oshi. You are not my concern. You are disgracing yourself. Understand, our fathers, my ancestors were not making noise to tell us the truth. Because they understand that there is a difference between walking the path and knowing the path. They showed us the path. And they encourage us to walk on that path. And that is why all our life we have been trying to live by the principle of dignity they taught us. And that is why we will not allow you to touch our values. And maybe that will get into your brain. And now let us come to the real issue. Omo Onyebuchi of Obio said that we are Igbo. She was saying it in Igbo. Because after all, she does not want to come to Facebook. Because of this, she's not on Facebook. That if you answer Igbo, I na aza find Igbo, I na asukwa susi Igbo. Onye no na Ebonyi na asu ihe nyu na asu, onye na asu na ihe na asu to no. Very unfortunate, because this bunch of intellectual dishonest people who has always been having their way in our lives as Nigeria think it will continue. Unfortunate. Can't you see Erufai's son? He's coming to apologize to Goodluck Jonathan. It's just like Tinubu coming to pardon dead man. It's unfortunate. Let me digress. Most of you may not have heard. Go and ask Erufai. Who is Erufai in Nigeria? Your father is what he is in your state. So carry your dirty mouth and apologize to your father. Your father need to apologize to Nigeria. Oh, you people want to deceive us. Let's fight Tinubu. All the pastors, all of you protesting against what you call him, Goodluck Ebere Jonathan. Time is upon you. You will use your hand to tear yourself apart. The blood of innocent Nigerians who died for so many reasons, they are against all of you. Go and ask Igbo Biafra people. That is why their place can never have peace. They don't know what is chasing them. They have billionaires, intelligent people, most educated people. They are running away from their village. The blood of innocent of their people, they have led to their death. Don't let anybody deceive you. Let us come back. And so this woman who was supposed to focus on seeing how they can ensure that the Omuship does not die is playing Raska. Raska. I don't blame her. If I talk to her, I would have been insulting the Omuship. And this is one thing I will not do. Because where I come from, we don't insult instituted or constituted authorities. And this having been said, That when you speak Igbo, you are Igbo. When you do this, you are Igbo. So she's colonizing us now from the Igbo. She's a disgrace. But let me tell her something she's hiding that Igbo people don't know. Because you that say you are Igbo, I'm not talking of the Igbo Biafra. Because look, those ones are beyond redemption. But you that say you are Igbo, accept this truth and have peace. Go to Obio. About 5 communities surrounding Obio in Delta State under Anyoma. They still speaking Yoruba. They are Olukumi people. They occupy so many communities in Anyoma around Obio where Omonyebuchi come from. They still retain their Yoruba dialect. And so when somebody from Anyoma comes up now and say, my name is Udoka or Undoka, I am from Anyoma and I can trace my descendant back to Yoruba, you Igbo people will begin to insult them. You Igbo people will call them Ndowaririri. But this is the truth. These people answer Igbo name. I have a friend around Ibu whose name is Undoka. And he's from the Olukumi descendant in Anyoma near Obio. They still retain the Yoruba dialect, but they answer Igbo name. And this is so that we may not be able to know who they are. But because they will not trade their identity for anything, it remains that way. And so don't be surprised when you see a Yoruba person telling you, Omo Yami, Omo Deta Lemiu. You say, what is your name? He says Yoruba. In their community, they are speaking Yoruba. No. Some of us, the love we have for Igbo was what made us to oblige. But that does not mean we are who we are not. But these people still love their language because they understand the true meaning of Alionya Wondwa. Your language, your land is your power. Omonyebuchi should bring those people. Let them come and they answer Udoka, they answer Ikede, they answer every Igbo name, but they retain their Yoruba dialect and tell them that they are Igbo people. Thunder will go fire and a disgrace when they bring for themselves and are never ready for it. And so if I must retreat this truth, the people call Anyoma, you call Bende Igbo, are people who are victims of betrayal. All of a sudden, the history of Ikumeku warriors were almost hidden. Nobody tells you what happened to them. They were abandoned, betrayed by their people, across border. And they formed a future for themselves. That is where we come in. Remember, in the eras of the ancient Benin Empire, it was not the Benin who were fighting the war. But the Benin has formed alliance with so many neighboring communities, so many ethnic groups, so many of their children. And so when Benin want to go into any war, they will call people like our people, send us 3,000 soldiers. They will call Agbo people, send us 1,000 soldiers. They will call Abavo people, send us 500 soldiers, depending on the size of the community. And then you will think you are fighting the Benin. Believe me, they will sweep you like a flood because you will not know what hit you. These are the Ikumeku warrior, but Igbo claim it. We dash them. After all, they don't claim Odogun from a gala. I'm coming. And so, if you go to this Ikumeku warrior, they fought even to defend the ancient Benin Empire right there from Bonne. They were everywhere because, let me tell you before I continue, when the British came into Nigeria, what they had was the northern and the southern protectorate, as they call it. The north already belonged to the Arabian nation. Only God knows how British bought the north from the Arabs. And that is why they built their district colonial headquarters in Zungeru, Hausa land. And from there, they expanded, started conspiring against the ancient Benin Empire, who were the original owner of the entire Southern Protectorate. And then that is why when you hear the history of the amalgamation of 1914, nobody is bold enough to tell you who signed the document. Because anybody who tell you they signed the document, they are all lying. Your founding fathers were about the ages of 14, 16. Now the Azikiwe should not be more than 14 years or 16 years. All of them, Olusegun Obasanjo, if they were even born, all the people who are jumping up and down, founding father, they were babies, little children. So they could not have signed the amalgamation document. Now the truth you must know today is that nobody signed the amalgamation document because the owner of the land never gave it to the British people. They were still discussing, having treaty on how we can work together until Benin was invaded. But they constantly reference you to the amalgamation. Who amalgamated your father and your mother? It was the amalgamation that gave them the power to destroy the Benin Empire to what you see here today. And some of you think, oh, no be Benin City, waiting there for Sapoba Road, waiting there for Ibuba Hill. You're toiling with something you know nothing about. But it's unfortunate. What goes around comes around. I think Erufana is apologizing to Good Luck. Good Luck is lazy. He's bad luck. Let Father Mbaka go and apologize. All of you pastors condemning him, and I never talk through. That is why we are not fighting Tinubu. We need more of Tinubu. In fact, we are praying that after Tinubu, the one worse than Tinubu will come. It's so that it will dawn on all of you. You must sacrifice something. And that is what you are not willing to do. That is the problem of black. The inability, the unwillingness to make sacrifice. There are some time now we're saying, let's create something to checkmate these expansionists. Some of you are slacking. Your inability to make sacrifice is what makes you weak. It will dawn on you, don't worry. Let's hope it's not late when we realize. They have killed Seventh Sarawiwa. They are now pardoning him. They have chased Good Luck away. Now they are now apologizing. Now no get sense. Now let's come back to where we were. At the end of the day, nobody signed the amalgamation document. And that is when they begin this mission. Though we were a British colony, but they introduced the French administrative techniques. We call it indirect rule because we are Anglophone. But underneath, we are running the Francophone political association and assimilation. And Nigeria was then divided into three. They actually wanted Igbo people to colonize Yoruba. But Yoruba has gone beyond that because there were people like Obafemi Awolowo who not allowed them to destroy the Yoruba race. Even though the Yoruba later fought and oppressed Benin people, they were doing their job. When the Igbo and the Yoruba could not blend, that was what caused to the division of the Southern Protectorate. It does not belong to any of them. But they have power to do whatever they like. That truth will come up. And then the Yoruba were meant to colonize some group, becoming Yoruba. Igbo were meant to colonize some group to become Igbo. Hausa was meant to colonize some group to become Hausa. Samuel Ajayi Crowther did a very good work in the Southern Protectorate. It was when some people, outspoken people, discovered this erroneous heresy, forceful destruction of history and other criminal activities going on in the name of one Nigeria. They protested. And so the only state, the only region that were created to plebiscite constitutionally gave birth to Midwestern region, where we come from. So we are not ignorant. But where is the Midwestern region? They squashed it, they destroyed it because they don't want us to find our way back home. And now you know. It's just that we're still hoping for a better Nigeria where we will call a spade a spade. All of you insulting Tinubu today, get ready after 8 years because he's going to be there for 8 years. Let us pray that when he leaves here after 8 years, that he will not still be here even when he's not here. Pray to God. And that is what you'll be working on. Pray you don't have somebody worse than Tinubu. But that having been said, the Anyoma where I come from, having betrayed the Ikumeku warriors, these brothers fell back and they said, since they abandon us, we can't abandon ourselves. Oh, but where do you come from? He said, I'm a Benin man. What about you? Where do you come from? He said, I'm Igbo man. What of you? Where did you come from? I'm Yoruba man. It will shock you. Did Victor Banjo not fight with Ojukwu, even though he was compared, unlike the case of the Ikumeku warrior? What about you? I'm a Gala man. And then you, I'm a Jaw man. Can we go to Ijo? He say, no, my people, I don't like what they did. What of you? Do we return to Igbo? He say, no, the betrayal is too much. Benin call, well, let's go. He say, no, I've broken culture and tradition. I can't go back. Yoruba call, go. He say, no. Everybody had reason. But don't forget, they were different people fighting for one cause. And they came together and said, now let's settle here. These invaders called colonial master will still come for us. Let us settle here and make our life for ourselves. And that is why you find us where we are today. And along the line, they have to get married. All of them did not marry from the same place, nor from their tribe. And they began to have children. They brought in other people who have services they need. A lot of people were incorporated. We started developing a language for ourselves. Until we were rudely interrupted, we were able to create languages for ourselves, dialect for ourselves. You see that Omo or Obio, she will not understand Agbo, Ika dialect. But I can speak Obio, understand Obio. It's like Ibibu, Efik, and Anang. There is a particular one among them that understand all of them, including Ika, but none of them understand. That is how it is in Anyoma. And she's saying, yeah, you hear yourself, you don't hear yourself. And now, we were going on very fine. You never hear who is Igbo or who is Yoruba or who is Ijo or who is Benin. We were simply Anyoma people because we do not want to disrespect anybody until Igbo Biafra people came. Not because they love us, but because they want to misplace us. They can call it identity crisis, but look at me and know that I am knowledgeable enough to know what it means. They say it is political interest, but I'm not a politician, but I participate because it's my right, and it is in my place to do that. So do I want you to vote for me to be councillor, chairman? I want to be on the end where we can caution these people, advise these people, direct these people. Not until politics become honorable, people like us will not get involved. And if you are there, your aim is not to be honorable. Did you not see Awudu? He honorably resigned. Whatever interest it is, it does not matter. Nobody resign in a juicy position like that in a time like this. And then we can begin to identify with people like that. But we cannot be fooled by the shenanigan or the manipulation that already existed. We know how you function. We go to look at your mindset in whatever you do before we'll endorse you. And now this having been said, we become Anyoma people. These are the reasons why you should know and tell your children a sub-Igbo group. The sub-Igbo group I'm talking about is Ikwere people. Ikwere people, you are not Igbo. In those days, when we go to Igbo land, they call you people Ndembamiri. Ndembamiri. This suggests that you are not Igbo. You are just different people. Now, the same way they call Ebonyi State people, Nde Wawawa, that is Nde Abuki, they don't have sense. Forget about the pretending trying to say Ebonyi Ayencha Abu Igbo. Leave them, let them be deceiving themselves. Their body go tell them. When David Umar, he can't tell you, say, Ebonyi State is not Biafra, we are not Biafra. Now Unuru Nenyangweneko Jeluengo. So Ikwere, you are not Igbo. Yes, you understand Igbo. You can speak Igbo, but it's hardly for Igbo man to understand you when you speak Nda and whatever you speak. They don't understand you. And come to think about it, Ikwere is not your name. It's a name given to your people to be mocking you people. Ikwere was a name to mock Iheroha people. Ask Igbo man, what is the meaning of Iheroha? And those of you who are the descendant of Apara, does Apara have anything to do with Igbo people? And now they've given you Igbo name. You have accepted the Igbo name. And so you are Igbo. You must be Igbo. Let them tell us the meaning of Apara. Let them tell us the meaning of Mbuoba. Let Igbo people tell us the meaning of Uzoba. Let Igbo people tell us the meaning of Urumomoy. Let Igbo people tell us the meaning of Urumorosi. Let Igbo people tell us the meaning of Urumubiakane. Let us Igbo people tell us the meaning of Oginigba. Should I begin to call names that has nothing of meaning in Igbo? I'm not talking about Ahoda, Abua, Adua. And most of them speak Igbo. That does not make them Igbo. We will not let you change anything about us again. And so equally, you are not Igbo. If you have lost your way, you don't know who you are. The earlier you choose who you are going to be, the better for all of you. Don't let anybody deceive you that, because you answer Igbo name, yes, so you are Igbo. Who told them that is Igbo name? I'm coming for that. And then those of you Anyoma people, they are always foolishly arguing. You say you are from Anyoma. Is Anyoma not Igbo? I've told them time without number. Where we come from, Anyoma have no meaning. Because there is nothing like Anyoma in the first place. All these people I told you that came together to form these people we call ourselves Anyoma now. We are of different descendants. And then they say, let's form a movement to be recognized as ethnic group. I think that is one of the reasons Nigeria has not honored that. And then they say, okay, what do we call ourselves? They say, let's create an acronym. Whatever is sound becomes our name. That should be about 87 years ago. And then this one says, okay, let's start with A, Anyocha. And then in Anyoma, after A, you have the N. N is Ndokwa. And then after the N, you have the I. I is Eka. Then after the I, you have the O. O is Usimili. And then after the O, you now have the MA, which is Movement Association. That is Anyoma. Somewhere along the line, it has meaning in Igbo dialect. That is what they are using to claim. Now, hey, you are Igbo, your name is Anyama, you are Igbo. But it's an acronym. It's not a grant to justify that I am Igbo if I say I'm not Igbo. Now, let's look at it this way. Idoma people answer the name Olowu. And Yoruba people answer the name Olowu. But in these two kingdoms, it means different thing entirely. And now, Igbo people call Ola. Yoruba people call Ola. And Bayelsa people call Ola. But in these three kingdoms, Ola or Ola mean entirely different thing. And so, as a Yoruba man, for instance, I go to Enugu and they say, what is your name? Maybe I can speak Igbo. And I say, Ahanwo Ola. They say, Fugunu, these Yoruba people, they are Igbo. Did you hear his name? But do you know in Yoruba land, Ola is tomorrow? Mari eni Ola. Ola is tomorrow. It could mean other things anyway. When a Yoruba person say, for instance, Mari eni Ola, then it means I will see you tomorrow. But when Igbo person use the word ring, it means ring. Ola means ring. And so Yoruba and Igbo, you can now see why they are claiming Ijebu. When you leave them, they destroy Anyoma people. They will come for all of you, including Yoruba. They have started with the fake narratives. The reason you are not worried is because you have institutionalized your region. And so they can penetrate. But we have not done that. And that is what we are making effort to achieve. And so Anyoma people, because of religion affiliation, we begin to drop our traditional names and started answering religious name, not Igbo name per se. Because Igbo people were the one that brought Catholic Church. Because majority of these Igbo Biafra were a bunch of slaves. Their name used to be IBO, International British Organization of Slaves. It was easy to incorporate them into church. Samuel Ajayi Crowther did his job well. You can imagine, all my children have, what do you call it? Biblical name. Lovely. You call them Moses. You call them Elijah. You call them John. You call them Zechariah. Beautiful, beautiful name based on the exploit of what the Bible talks about them. You wish your children are like that. Does it make us Israel people? And then when they came, they gave us the Bible in Igbo dialect. All of us were forced to use Igbo. And the only way you can free, just check all Nigerians speaking English today. Where we speak in English. Everybody was speaking their language. But for the imperialists to manipulate us, use all of us, they created a lingua franca. Not for our good, for their own interest. So they can control us, monkey and babu. That is the same way they created and manipulated our language. Today, one idiot will say, "You are speaking my language. You are answering my name." And now, every living creature, there's a desire in them wanting to serve something greater than them, in which we call God, in an attempt to serve the Creator. They only recognize, the only politicized religion at the moment was Christianity. And so when we go there during Mass, during Holy Communion, and all that church protocol and tradition, when you come to baptism, they give you baptismal name. Who is the pastor? Who is the Reverend Father? Igbo man. And then we begin to answer, Onyema, Chukwuemeka, Ikechukwu, and all these beautiful, beautiful Christian religious names. And then sin, we think it's a way of life. And I ask you, as a normal person, go and trace the name of your father, if you know your father. Go and find the name of your father, 4 generations before your father. I bet you will not know the meaning of that name. Because we lost those things. Because people like Omophobia are busy jumping up and down. People like dishonest intellectual Adechi, who is a book writer, Nyoshi, is telling you your culture is the same, your tradition is the same. And so with these 2 points, don't let anybody harass you that you answer Igbo name. So you must be Igbo. Because Britain will not harass us that we answer their name. That we must be Britain. Yes, Israel will not challenge us and say all of you must be Israel because you are answering David. Why don't you use your common sense? And now let us go to the Adeche. You know, I told you people, if you want to be alive, remain relevant in the cycle of life, do not toil with words. Control your words. Harness the fruit. You see this, your mouth, you have no idea. It creates and it destroys. That is why after God created everything, he put tongue inside this thing you call mouth. He guided the tongue with teeth. So when your tongue want to upset the balance, your teeth will cut it off. Just one body, the Bible say it can wreck sheep. You have no idea. And so people who know, they read, they write, they're on social media. That girl now that is trying to tell his father their culture and tradition, who is she? She wrote a book, Corporate Fallacy, Rubbish, Imaginary Culture and Tradition. And now he wants to colonize me. Under fire, all of you. And now this is where it started. As you see, if your culture is Igbo culture, what is exactly Igbo culture? Let's be real here. The red cap does not belong to Igbo people. They have claimed it today because we didn't speak out. And they were shouting, Igbo cloth, Igbo. I have said it before. Even their Isiago cloth is British Ufusre. Their Upuago is British winter cap. They have claimed all of them. It's like river people now wearing cowboy cap. I say it's river tradition. We leave it for you. But if you are a river man, that cowboy cap Peter Odili introduced for now, no be una own. Una no get cow, no na they be cowboy. But let's leave it at that. It is the same mentality. Igbo begin to steal people culture and tradition. Wezunugwakwa akopenyo. They have stolen the hand fan. They have stolen the elephant talks. They have stolen everything. Our akwochanke na soya. They have stolen everything. Soya. You people don't understand. And so at the end of the day, who is the culture here? Everything they hype out on social media, they talk as if it's their own. Look at Igbo people using, I'm talking to you Igbo now, if you don't want to advise the Biafra. You know, I will say I'm focusing on Igbo Biafra. This one, Igbo, I'm talking to you, including Biafra people when necessary. But this one is dedicated to Igbo people. When you come out, you say, Odogu, Odogu. Everybody thinks Odogu is Igbo word. But Odogu is a Gala word. Igbo have stolen it, and a Gala can never take it back. If you are Igbo, what is the meaning of Odogun? Fool yourself, give it meaning. But it's a gala word. Tomorrow you will tell because a gala was the one who gave birth to Anambra or Anambra gave birth to a gala. Be deceiving yourself. The author of a gala throne is still there. If the Queen of England or King of England enter Nigeria, they will respect that man. People fought with dignity, guided by principle, willing to sacrifice all, but that they may remain. Go and ask Olusegun Obasanjo. Go and ask Kogi State people. Tell them when they try to mess up with that room, what did they see? And why are they not going there? Is he making mouth? When are the mumu herself? And I don't know, say there are small fire when they spark. I'm sorry for you. So don't let them tell you about culture and tradition. Because it's not the same. When my mother died, and during her funeral, I discovered something amazingly I was not aware of. They prepared our mourning cloth for us by tradition, not the black cloth you go and buy, But this is our aquacha. And when we, the children, gathered, they started separating those clothes, and they were looking at, all of them were white. But I cannot figure it out. So they dressed me. And when we went to bring my mother from the mortuary, put her body lying in stage, and everybody was like coming to me. My son, well done, God will bless you, and all those stuff. And I am almost smaller, despite the fact I'm the first son of my father. I'm the smallest person. And I was like, all these big men, and I know they go greet them. I mean, small boy, and they can't greet. That was in my mind. And then when we finished the burial, dignitaries that came were seeking to see me before leaving. And then I play low-key. And I called my younger sister. I said, who they direct these people to me? And she said, brother, see the cloth where you wear? I say, how do you mean? He said, this cloth you wear show you are the first son. I say, come and tell me something. She started showing me different marks, different culture, different. I say, So some of you Igbo people, you don't even know what I'm talking about. Some of you, you claim you are Inuane, you don't even know what I'm talking about. But that culture may die. Because when you are doing burial now, you do ashibi, you don't know we have dress code. Igbo people are not wearing our dress code. I saw Igbo people wearing Benue dress code. It belongs to them. Make una keep them quiet. Rubbish. That is what the Igbo Biafra are doing. And Igbo people are pretending as they are not aware. And so Adechi or Achibe is not telling you, take your culture, take your tradition. All our soup have been stolen by these people. Original Igbo people have ufachara. Nobody drags the eat with them. And then they have what you call ufuwuri. Let's give it to them. Ufachara and ufuwuri. And ufe akase, kukuyam. Uniquely it belongs to them. Let's assume. But that thing they call ufe uwuri, actually, it's a dikaikon of Akwa Ibom people. That thing they call ufe akase. And let's give it to them. Today they claim egusi, they claim okra, they claim ogiri, they claim every soup. It's Igbo soup. Very soon, if Yoruba have not institutionalized it, they will claim efo. They will claim ewedu. But then, traditionally, as Igbo man, culturally, we have food. And most of you who will come and yap here, I'm an Igbo, I'm Igbo. Thunder will go fire now. They gonna no go get sense. Let me see if I can remember some soup my mother used to make. I've called it before. Ofe kaka. Ofe kaka. You won't see it anywhere in Nigeria. Ofo sumada. You won't see it anywhere in Nigeria. Ofe furoruru. You won't see anywhere in Nigeria. Ofo lioma. Ofo nono abon. Ofo juju. Let's leave ogiri and abolo aside. All this soup I have mentioned, have you heard about it? Have you seen it? Do you know the health benefit? But we are killing it. We are destroying it. When we are supposed to be protecting our culture. Did you know how many soup I mentioned? You think they were drinking palmier on social media and they invented this soup? Do you know this leaf? Do you know these leaves? Woman born pekin now, not all thou, not all zizao. There are soup you give to them. In 3 days, they will pass out all the blood remaining in the womb. Clean their womb. Because our food is not for entertainment and enjoyment. It is more especially of health benefit. So what do you know about culture? Because in our culture, if you have, I don't operate in Igbo culture because I don't insult my father. I don't insult my mother. And if I have to insult my elders, I must kneel down to insult them. And that is when you hear them, they will respond. Let me explain to you. If I had misunderstanding with my father, and my father is wrong, and we go to the community to settle the dispute, and when I finish explaining and my father explain, everybody will know that my father is wrong. But then somebody will have to stand who is a mediator in that very issue and look at me in the eye and say, you are a bad boy, very stupid. How can you be challenging your father? Rubbish. Idiot. They will yell at me. They will shout at me. When they finish, okay, go to one side. We'll call you back. And then they will face my father and say, see, we don't want your son to challenge you or feel he is right. What you did is very wrong. You make us shame. You should be ashamed of yourself. Why would you do such a thing? And then my father will apologize. Oh, it was a mistake. You better go and make it up to your son. And this is what happened later. They will not say, hey, come back. How to know that you are not guilty is that the other will now look at you and say, see your head. Coconut head. Who you even resemble self? This one your eye be like melu eye. They just make mockery of you. And to end the discussion, they will take their walking stick and hit your head and tell you, in other words, whatever happens to a man is equal to a man. My son, be a man. You can go. The next thing you will see is that when my father comes in, he will call me, where are you, my son? I'll say, I'm here, daddy, because I'm still angry. Because I feel community have judged against me, which they did not. And then my father will say, you were saying that you wanted to buy trouser. How much did they even sell it? Trouser I know one buy since 1 year. He's trying to make peace. I'll say 500. It's okay. This is 2,000. Just buy the trouser, add some shirt, and hold the remaining for yourself. Idiot. Come, get out here. You will see, I will smile and walk away. And so we have ways of doing things. Nobody is infallible. When you are wrong, accept you are wrong. When you make mistake, agree you made mistake. If it's not your own, say it's not your own. Who does that? And then I come to a place of bunch of scalawags who are killing their people, eating their flesh, and tell me, yes, you are Igbo, thunder fire you. I come to meet some group of charlatans who are killing their people. They don't have value for human life. And you're coming to tell me as such people to fiakwa. People who claim to have bought the whole world, they are the richest, but fear will not allow them to enter their village. Asaba is booming because of our value system. Abo is almost taken over by strangers because of our value system. But even though people wanted to come to your region, you will chase them away. Go to Oba now, Anambra State. If you buy land, you will pay due. If you want to collect document, you will pay due. When you are digging foundation in your land, you will pay due. If you want to lay block, you will pay due. You want to do linter, you will pay due. Let God help you that you want to do decking. You will buy the up. They sell land and up. Equally people never they do another one. Maybe very soon we will go learn from Oba. All those land we una buy will be hostile. Una never buy up. Abi una don't buy the decking. Una know they said decking for ourselves. Already mono ono bono akpokpo nunu emuchi. And now, what I'm saying is simple. Leave sub-Igbo group alone, Igbo people, or Igbo Biafra people. Leave this your unification agenda, because we know it is targeted at exterminating our people. Stop it. If you are Igbo person, beg your people to leave us now. We say we are not Igbo. Go and look at the Europeans. They come from 4 descendants. Over time, they were not the same. They agreed to be the same. And despite over time they are not the same, they agreed to be the same. But yet they were the same people. Along the line, they formed the European nation because nobody was European. And nobody is claiming that I'm not European, because there is something for them to benefit. If the European Union threatened the existence of Germany, Italy, or any other, France, any of them, you can imagine France and America, France and UK, Britain telling you that they are Europeans, where they don't even understand themselves. But they are not forcing it on them. They know what they are benefiting. Do something we will benefit from, as opposed fake Igbo. We will be the one being attracted to you. Stop manipulating the future of our next generation. And for those of you Igbo children born in our land, we shall see the level you will get to with this your mission. And for those of you who are soft-minded, you don't want problem. Understand, if you don't want problem will want you. That is the beauty of life. If you say you don't want problem will want you. That is when you hear they say trouble, they sleep in Yanga con weekend. You must give something. So this is not about wanting problem or not wanting problem. This is about doing what is absolutely necessary. Don't support them. If you don't understand it, sit back and watch us. Because this ride they have ordered for, we will give them a very long ride, believe me. But let me reiterate again, it's not the hatred of anybody that drives me. I'm not yet complaining about the structure of Nigeria, which we all know it need to be reviewed for a structure. I'm not here to tell you Tinubu is doing well or doing bad. I'm here to tell Igbo Biafra people to stop their unification agenda. Build your southeast. You don't force ant to lick sugar. Just pour sugar and follow it. You people don't have enough sense to understand this common principle by nature. Everybody is running to Lagos because Yoruba people are not cutting us cutlass. When they give you political oro, do you know what is political oro? Political oro will crush Igbo control over Lagos state economic space. But they have not activated it fully. Do anyhow so that you know what is political oro. It would not have been necessary. But still, you are going there because they allow you to be comfortable. You are in Sokoto, you are in Kano, you are in Kaduna, you are in Meduguri, you are in Agbo, you are everywhere. These people are not in your place because they cannot relax. But as if this allowance is not good enough, you people are now spiting on us. Ebukobi said, my people are brainless people. And none of you were in the church. Yes, you don't have sense. Thunder will go fire now. You see, this thing, this flame you people are blowing. Let's hope you'll be able to curtail it. This is how we behave. It's just only me now. Because others are waiting for the rain to start falling very heavily. That is how they behave. But just look at Olimi now. When Nnamdi Kanu started this madness, I told him how he will end. Now, where is he now? It's no longer Nigeria that is holding Nnamdi Kanu. It's no longer Tinubu. Who is going to testify against Nnamdi Kanu? Fellow IPOB member. Fufiakwa. Was he not the prophecy of Asare Dokubo for him? People are writing in. One is from Ebonyi, one is from Enugu. The Pastors Association of Wunde Biafra and Ushi. They are playing. Everybody of Igbo extension who want to testify against Nnamdi Kanu. You're not very loud in Nigeria anymore. Rubbish. I'm George Onibi. And before I sign up, let me receive my insult. If you like, guess if you know, like they shut up and Igbo is Igbo. We are uniting Igbo. It's a project. criminal project. Let me receive my insult and move on. Yes, who do we have there? Any insulting people of Nandekano? I see Stephen. Good morning, Stephen. Uyi, I greet you. Uyi, good morning. Saying they say Igbo Biafra come to Netherlands in the hang criminal court of law to claim the money the court acts shall be paid to Niger Delta, particularly Ogoni. It's quite lengthy anyway. I'll look at that very distinct later on. And then who do we see? Pretty Silver. He say Osu like you. Now look at Pretty Silver. He just called me Osu. We have Osu Igbo. For those of you who are not Igbo, and for those of you who are Igbo and you have conscience. Among the Igbo people, they look at the Ebonyi people, some part of Enugu people, that they are slave. Some part of Imo State, some part of Abia, they see them as slaves. Igbo is seeing flow Igbo as slave. So when you see the Igbo people use the word Osu, I've told you we have Igbos that are Osu. I have one of them as a friend. He's from Enugu. So this Pretty Silver is telling you that I'm a slave Igbo. But I'm not Igbo, so how can I be slave? These people who say they are Igbo in the Southeast don't respect themselves. And this is why they say Igbo don't love themselves. And now they want me to come and become Wawawa Igbo. Pretty Silver, the name you people give me is Wawawa Igbo, not Osu. I am Wawawa Igbo. Thunder fire you. I think Ikwere is Indi Kure Igbo. You think when you call Osu, I will feel bad. No. From your mouth, you are declaring the judgment of God upon yourself. It's as simple as that. It's only Pretty Silver I see here. Any other one? Okay, I see this one that says a chief. He say Igbo are bigger names everywhere in the world. The people who started life with 40 naira. This is the problem of Igbo people. 40 naira. You started life with 40 naira. Everybody was feeling pity for you after the war. The war that should not have happened, chief. Ojukwu betrayed all of you, took all Igbo money, gave you printed paper they call Biafran currency, which was not a legal tender at that time. Ojukwu and all his clique were living in affluence when a Yoruba man, Obafemi Awolowo, being the finance minister, decided to help Igbo people. They took the money from the Midwestern region, our parents' money, and gave you the 40 million to you. And after the war, everybody accepted you with open hand. Everybody wanted to see you succeed. We accommodated you. And thank God you are able to mobilize yourself and you are back on your feet. And now you have attained to a level of greatness that is enviable. Why can't you remain humble? Why can't you? Is it a crime to be wealthy and humble? Chief Nwokede Oliver, don't you think there is need for you to consider how you people react to issue? Yoruba have a lot of intelligent or intellectual people across the globe. You never hear them talk about it. Yoruba have numbers of billionaires in Nigeria. You never hear them boast about that. Yorubas are doing well for themselves in many areas. I'm not going to talk about Hausa people who have held all of us down politically for over 60 years. But these are Igbo people who, by grace, were able to attain to a particular level in their life. Why can't you allow other people to breathe? You come out on the social media and say you are the most intelligent tribe. And people know you people are fooled because of this. Now, they rip off your emotion. And once they see it, all your head will stand. You think you are something you are not. This pride will destroy you people. Look at the Igbo body language now is embodiment of that of arrogancy because of Igbo Biafra. Oliver, I agree with you. Igbo is a very big name. But the name is changing gradually. Igbos are known for many things now, good and bad. Nobody was talking about the bad before. Everybody was talking about your resilience, your determination to make life. Why can't you be humble? When Solomon was at the peak of his success, he still did not want to conquer anybody. And that is why people consider him as the wisest man. Can't Igbo people live quietly and build a normal life for themselves? Must you always offend everybody? Yoruba hate Igbo. Hausa hate Igbo. Now, Niger Delta hate Igbo. Why don't you see your betrayal across board before what happened to you happened to you? Did Aseko Babe not go to BBC to broadcast that what happened to Igbo people were simply self-inflicted injury, that the global community should not pay attention to Igbo people? Because before the war, the atrocities of the Igbo people were swept under the carpet. Today, we are the one making the world to know about it. And now after the war, people still accept you people back, absorb you into the system. Ojukwu was pardoned, allowed to open a political party, ABGA. Chief, none of Igbo people is supporting ABGA aside Anambra. A legacy that will die in no time. The man who lead you to fight against Nigeria actually warned you, don't fight for Biafra again. All of you jump on Nnamdi Kanu. Igbo is a big name. We shall see how big that name is. Nnamdi Kanu said he's a God. We will promise him we will put his righteousness to the test. What about it now? Is he still a God? No lie to lie. Before we say my heart problem, my doctor Mary, they say I should do that one. They say you. How about that now? Chief, if you love your people, go and tell them to respect other people. Chief, sometimes I think you want to be sincere, but I see arrogancy in trying to tell me that they gave you 40 naira. But tell us that Ojukwu and his clique stole your father's money, that the Yoruba man was kind and gave them the 20 pounds. And I thank Awolowo of blessed memory. Tell them that Ojukwu and his gang rob our money in the Midwestern region, which you people have destroyed in the name of one Nigeria. Tell your people that after the war, we were not killing you people. We were not chasing you people. All of you were reabsorbed into Nigeria. And now out of that pain, you grew, because that is what pain does. Why don't you be humble? Why don't you be humble? And now every ethnic group is trying to delete you from their economic space. And Africans will not tolerate you. The world already know what you people are doing when it comes to drug trafficking, human organ trafficking to mention but a few. And you hide under Igbo Biafra. Chief, you people should put energy in trying to create a value that will be respected by all. Admire you for it. You're sounding like Igbo already. Arrogant, proud. Igbos, you're telling me Igbos are rich. There's no need of calling Igbo people who are rich, because we actually believe if you be big man now for your pocket, that is what we believe. So when you are rich as an Igbo man, now for your pocket, humble yourself. That is what we believe. And that is why wealthy people in Igbo, we me buga buga. Chief, you need to be educated. But I know your problem. We're so when a poor man eventually become a rich man, you can't control them. So Chief, like you said, after the poverty Igbo people went through, they never thought they would see the light of the day. Now they have survived. How can you control them? Chief, do you know that when you have a motor accident, maybe you jump somebody by mistake and the person begin to tell you, do you know who I am? Do you know who I am? Know that that person is a bunch of loser who just privilegedly see a life he never dreamt of. The body language of Igbo Biafra people and people like you, Chief, prove that you are nothing. Nothing. You're trying to curry relevant. That is why you people are everywhere begging for validation. If I turn tomorrow morning now and come on this platform and say, Igbo, please forgive me. Ndi Igbo, Igbo Amaka, Igbo, Emo Ezelenzo, Igbo Menka, wonderful Igbo, unique Igbo, please forgive me. You will be happy. You will be giving me like, share, follow. But I've grown to the level of maturity to understand that your like on social media platform does not have anything to do with the level or extent my job will get to. And when I'm done with this broadcast, there are a lot of people streaming it, going to re-edit it for good and for bad, but the message is going. How about that, Chief? On this note, I will bring the broadcast to an end. I call you Midwestern people, South people, where is a project going on. Emboss me, let's talk about that. Somewhere along the line, We will not allow them to set the next generation of our people. Have a nice day.